Hey everyone, it's Greg Davis at Azola Creative, and welcome to a micro marketing video. Now, it's Black Friday, and many of you may be feeling like you missed the boat. It's another holiday season where you could have gotten your products off the ground, tried to sell them online, maybe in an e-commerce model. And you're like, I guess I have to wait till next year. It's going to take forever before I can get anything going. Well, this video is going to help you if you still want to have a chance to try to sell some of your products quickly. This is a way for you to get an e-commerce store started really within maybe a couple of hours at the most. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through a few steps here and what you need to do. And I'm going to show you a specific platform that makes it really easy for you to launch your website or your e-commerce store really within, you can get the store open in possibly an hour, depending on how proficient you are at going through all the process. And so it's really a pretty simple way to get an e-commerce store started now so that you could potentially even start promoting products by Cyber Monday. So use the weekend to get in gear and you'll be there and you can start trying to sell something quickly. So we're going to go through and I'm going to send you over to a website where it kind of is very easy for you to get started and you'll build out that online store pretty quickly once you start getting involved in it. All right, so this is what we're going to work in today when it comes to building out your e-commerce store or your online store really within maybe an hour or two tops once you get into the weeds and start just trying to kind of click through and figure out what it is you want to do. Now, this is also a really great platform for you to be able to build out a landing page if you want to, but it could be a little bit more time consuming the more detailed you get. But this is, like I said, something that kind of can make it easy for you to get started with an e-commerce store rather quickly. And it's, if you're watching this video on Black Friday, it's completely realistic that you could have an open store by Cyber Monday. So let me just walk you through a little bit first what I'm showing you. It's Strikingly. Now, there's a link in the description to Strikingly, and it's an opportunity for you to go and sign up and just start playing around with it. Now, Strikingly is free to start with. There are paid accounts that you can use to kind of up the game as to what you do when it's using Strikingly. But in general, you have a lot of flexibility in what you could do to move quickly. Now, I will say I love Strikingly. I think it's a great platform for doing this. It's not necessarily, in my view, the most robust platform for the big picture. So let's say if you're trying to do an e-commerce store, you may have some limitations in what you do down the road. But for the initial build, and depending on how quickly you ramp up your store, you can get pretty far with Strikingly. And if you're building out a landing page and you don't have the technical skills or the technical team or the budget or resources to build out a more sophisticated landing page, Strikingly makes beautiful landing pages in those scenarios. And so really, it's a great platform. I just don't want to say the wrong thing to you as far as from an e-commerce store standpoint. I do think that there are platforms that are going to be a little bit more rich for a bigger picture e-commerce store. However, like I said, you can use Strikingly and get very far, very fast, and have a lot of room, a lot of ramp up time before you might need to scale up into a different platform. Now here we are on the inside of Strikingly account, and I'm going to show you really quickly. I use a lot of websites on here over the years for different reasons, and I'm going to show you just how simple it is to get something started. So we're going to go into create a new site, and first of all, what you have is a lot of templates that you can choose from that are really nice templates. Like I said, this is not a cheap looking website. It looks very high quality. And so you have the choice of choosing different types of criteria. This is kind of the all view, but let's say again, if you're going to do an e-commerce store, they have templates for that. Just business pages, landing pages. There's membership and courses. So again, just all around some really nice designs that you could start with. But because we're talking about doing an online store, I'm going to choose one of these templates, and let's just go with something, I'll go with this idea. We'll start editing the Health Watch. And as we get this launched, it'll take you through all of the different features that you have as far as like the way that you could do this. So first of all, what you're going to get is, again, a really nice setup already. So it's kind of telling you what you need on your own. Like, you don't need to go in there and try to figure it out. It already has it kind of laid out for you. And then when it comes into adjusting this, over here you have layout design, which there are just different things that you can add. So you see, like, you have the ability, if you have an app as an example, if you want to just do more of a search, call to action, if you want to do more of an email sign up, you have different options and what you can do there. And you can see how it's like moving across the page. It does things for you pretty intuitive. Now, let's say if you want to do something where, let's just do, I like the idea of the newsletter sign up. So we'll just do something like that and, call it a day for now. Then let's say, this is a very nice high quality image that's in the background, but let's say you're not selling watches. You can either upload your own image, or you have the ability to go in here and choose different backdrops that they might already have for you. And so you can work from there. And then I believe, let's see, I think they have more choices. Yeah, so they have a library here that you can pull from. And again, you're going to pull high quality images. These are already approved for you to be able to use, so there's no licensing issues that you have to worry about unless it tells you otherwise. But in most cases in here, if it's in here, they already have the license for you to be allowed to use it. But like I said, you can also go in here and upload your own images, and you have your library. You have different images that you've already uploaded in the past. And so you can do this across the board as you're going down. So every one of these fields has an ability for you to change it up. See how it's doing that with a different design. So I can click on every one of these, and you're going to see the same thing, opportunities for you to do something different in them. Now, again, you can also go in and edit each of these individual images. So you have the ability to replace it, or you can edit it. So you have opportunities to do that. And so anyway, you go up and down, and here's where it is. Now, I'll just tell you one thing around the Strikingly platform. It is free, but with a free account, what it does is that, number one, it has its branding on the footer, so people are going to see it on Strikingly. The other part of that is going to be that your actual URL will be a Strikingly URL. And what I mean is like a top level domain. So if you had, abcbusinessname.com, it's not going to show up as that in here on a free account. It's going to show up as abcbusinessname /strikingly or .strikingly.com. So that's kind of the difference in the way that it will show. Those are things you can easily overcome if you wanted to go into a paid account, but just wanted to make sure you're aware of that happening. Now, I'm going to come over here and show you some of the other parts of this that make it easy for you to go in and make changes. So first of all, there are different tools inside of here that you can do when it comes to, if you're trying to do something where you're scheduling people, or you're doing a live chat, or you have forums, you can find them in here. Now, if you want to go into the store component, this is where you're going to add your products, and you can add your product categories, your shipping information, your taxes, product reviews, or your store settings. So store settings are going to be probably one of the areas you go into the most, because you're going to look at, if you get a sale, how do you get notified? What's the email address for that? Do you want to offer coupons, which is very effective for e-commerce? If you need to set up a payment gateway, and so it supports Stripe, PayPal, Apple Pay, etc. So you can set up really just about any kind of payment gateway that you want to in here to do that. You have the ability to change what the button text might say. Again, there's just a lot of different opportunities for what you can do that are pretty standard in any website. Strikingly makes it pretty easy for you. Now, if we go out of here and go back to this main area, here's where the settings are. This is where, if you do have a domain name, a top level domain, such as my abcmybusiness.com, you can add that domain here. And so it'll take you through all the steps of what you need to do in order to do that. But like I said, if you want to connect a domain, it is an upgraded account. So it is a paid account that you'll have to do. And so I'm just going to click on this now because I'm curious of what the price is right now. I haven't done this in a while. And so here's where they give you the options of doing monthly payments or annual payments. So again, this is something you can go in here and it'll tell you everything that you need from a feature standpoint as far as what the benefits of each of those pricings are. But as you can see, the pricing is pretty reasonable. It's pretty common around what you would look at in a website or any kind of hosting account. So it's pretty comparable to the other things that are out there. Now, if we go in here, this gives you the ability to change up your menu and add additional things. So let's say, for example, you don't want to have a home button, because at this day and age, most people know if you click on the logo at the top, that means home. And so let's just say we want to remove that, because that'll make it a little cleaner, one less thing in the navigation that can make it a little bit more effective. So, but then we would say, well, you know what, I want my features to be above my About Us, or before that. I want the About Us to be down here. You just slide it down, and now About is moved here, and the features are up here. So, and again, you'll be able to click here to get back to the home page once you are it'll take you to the top once you're there. Or if you have an additional page, it will take you back to the home page. Now, if you want to add another page, here's where you can do that. And so again, this is part of the paid account when you're trying to do multiple pages. But if you want to do, I think it allows you a couple of free pages that you can add, and then you'll have to pay to get the additional ones. So this is again where you could just add your product. Because I'm saying that this is not going to be the most robust for you to build out a big store, it's really kind of a little more effective when you just maybe have a few products. I see people that sell products at craft fair and things like that, things that they're building themselves, or they just have inventory of themselves. This is where it becomes kind of a fast and easy way to do it. So you can go in there and you can build out additional pages, or if you want to build a new section, you can do that. Again, it will give you templates for what that can look like depending on what type of additional page that you want to do. So you can do a gallery if there are a lot of images. There's a features list. So there's a lot of different tools in here that make it pretty easy for you to do it yourself and building out that store. And let's go to, if you go back into settings, this is where you'll also find some of your just regular information. So if you want to give the website a name, you can do that here. You can put it in a category. You can put a description. These are things that are going to be important for SEO value. Now, again, if you're launching this with the idea of it's Black Friday weekend and you're going to be live by Cyber Monday, SEO is not going to be a component for you at the launch of the store. Over time, it will be, but SEO takes longer for it to build, so I won't go into all of that right now. But just know that that is something that you still can do. You can develop your SEO within this site. They have different things. A favorite icon is basically like that little logo that you might see up in the toolbar on a website. So when you click on a new tab, you typically will see a graphic. I'm going to do that really quickly here, and I'm going to pull up Azola Creative as an example. This is the Azola Creative CMO dashboard. And so you'll see that up here you see this little icon, and that is there because of that's a fav icon. And so just let you know kind of the nomenclature of certain terms in case you're not familiar with it. So anyway, you get it. You can go in here. You can do things around mobile. You can do things with your email notifications. Like I said, when somebody wants to contact you or they have a sale, you can update your header and your footer. There's just a lot of different things you can do. Now, again, it does come down to what type of package you have from a paid package standpoint. But this tool, literally, I have been able to build sites within an hour and be live. And so that's why I say that with confidence. Your first time doing anything might take longer as you're kind of fumbling around and figuring out what you need to do. But if you use the weekend, it's very realistic that even with just a few hours in, you can have your store up and running by Cyber Monday. So hope this is helpful for you. If you want more information, go over to azolacreative.com and you can find out some more information, more resources. There's a tool, or I should say really a platform that I manage called the CMO Dashboard. And the idea behind that is I'm trying to help marketing professionals become more effective, more efficient, and ultimately more trusted in the industry. A lot of people have a distrust of marketing because they don't quite understand it. There's a stat that says over 79% of CEOs don't trust marketers. And the reason why is because a lot of times it's just not that clear how marketing is working. And that's what we're trying to overcome on the CMO dashboard. We're trying to, bridge that trust between the CEO and the marketer. And that includes everyone who would be launching a store and trying to run a business is understanding what the marketing is doing and how it works for you and what kind of changes you can do to make it better. Anyway, I hope this was very helpful. Again, look for information in the description of this video to find more information out about Strikingly, and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.